Travis Engel with Mile High MMA Show. We are at Grudge Training Center here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. With my special guest today, we got featherweight contender now with the UFC, Tyler Turner. How are you doing, Tyler?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. Now, obviously, your last fight in September didn't go as well as it went against Diego Nunes. Kind of draw me through, kind of walk it through as far as how that went in your mind.
I got taken down a bunch, and he just kind of played to the scorecards a little bit and won a decision. I think I made a mistake in that I kind of over game planned a little bit. I watched a ton of tape on him and figured he would stand with me the whole time and just kind of worked combos that I thought were good on him. I sparred with a lot of southpaws. I noticed he switched stances a lot, and all the stuff that he did in the tapes that I watched, he didn't do in the fight. He played pretty conservative, took me down.
Totally different.
Yeah, so caught me by surprise. He had better jiu-jitsu than I thought too. He almost finished me with the guillotine, and just everything kind of caught me by surprise. So I kind of learned my lesson that I can't really cater all my training towards one opponent. And I just, it is mixed martial arts, anything can happen. So I got to make sure I'm staying well rounded in every camp. So
now it looks like he's supposed to be facing Mike Thomas Brown January 1st in Vegas, UFC 125. Do you think he's going to pull the same thing he did with you, where he won't stand with Mike Thomas Brown?
I don't know. I'm definitely a completely different fighter than Mike Brown. I don't think he could. I don't think he has the wrestling ability to actually take it down with him. So, he does have a pretty slick stand up. He's got a good spinning back kick. His footwork's great. He's got good distance. So, he might be able to stand with Mike Brown. Mike Brown's definitely got the power advantage, but it's an interesting fight. I'm definitely going to watch it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we obviously know within the last couple of weeks your opponent has changed from Leonard Garcia to Ian Loveland. Ian Loveland will be his debut as far as WEC or UFC is concerned. So have you been able to see a lot of footage on Ian at all? Or?
I haven't been able to watch a ton. I've had a little bit of time to watch a couple of his fights. I haven't found anything too recent, but Team Koscheck guy definitely likes the clinch. Looks like he likes to stand too, so I think at least as far as him being a wrestler, it looks like he still likes to bring he brings the fight to you, so it should be exciting either way.
Now, as far as a switch of opponent within like the 2 weeks or anything, does it really change anything, or does it make a difference since it is still about 2 weeks out that you've been having the opponent change?
Yeah, I mean it is a completely different game plan for sure. Leonard's
totally different.
Yeah, everything comes out and chucks huge punches.
Yeah, and he seems a lot faster than Ian too, just looking at the footage and everything.
Yeah, so we worked a lot of combos that we thought would work on Leonard and stuff, but like I said, I think I did learn my lesson with that last fight. I can't just cater everything towards one opponent. So I have been wrestling a lot and working on my jiu-jitsu and all that stuff, so I'm trying to stay a little bit more well-rounded in my training camps. Just so stuff like this doesn't affect me as much. So I'm in good shape. I should be ready to go.
That's good. Now, as far as Leonard Garcia, we've certainly seen certain websites and stuff like that basically say that that Leonard Garcia, whether he had an injury or not, a lot of it has to do with the Greg Jackson and the Grudge Training Center partnership and everything like that. Do you guys really even like to go against each other, whether it's not, or does it matter? You guys want the title at the end of the day?
Kind of both, I've known Leonard for like 8 years. We're pretty good friends, so it was a little bit bittersweet when I got that call. I definitely took some time to get myself mentally prepared to fight him. I'm gonna go in there and try and beat up a friend of mine, but he's a big name, and it would have been if I had won, it would have been a good victory for me. So it's good and it's bad that the opponent changed. I'm glad I don't have to fight him anymore. Just him being a friend. But I definitely would have raised my stock a lot more if I would have beat him as opposed to beating Ian Loveland. Not saying Ian Loveland's not tough, but
now some of the people that might not know you as much as some of the people watching right now, tell us a little bit about your background. I saw that you graduated from Regis, attended CU. Give us a little bit about your background of how you got into MMA.
I don't know. I guess I've done martial arts kind of my whole life. I started probably after watching Karate Kid and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like most other people my age. So I did some Taekwondo when I was younger, and wasn't really too satisfied with that, and moved on. I did a lot of Jeet Kune Do with a guy named Jerry Ellison here in Colorado, who was pretty ahead of his time. He did a lot of boxing, a lot of Thai boxing, did a little bit of jiu-jitsu, kind of really rudimentary stuff, and then I kind of fell out of it, during my high school years. But he had actually taken me to watch the first UFC here in Denver. So, yeah, when I hardly remember it. I was probably 8 at the time.
Yeah.
I do remember, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and hoist race leaving a pretty strong impact in my mind. So when I went up to CU to go to school, I was just grocery shopping once, and I saw a big sign that said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I was like, oh man, I gotta stop in there. So walked in there, and I started training there 2 days a week, which quickly turned into 3, 4, 5, 6 days a week. And it kind of took over my life. So.
Now, as far as your stand-up and stuff, did you just like switch over with Trevor, or how did you really get into the stand-up game?
I'd always been interested in it. I did a little bit, like I said, when I was younger. And Amal Easton, the owner of Easton Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's fought a couple Thai boxing matches. He trained with Chai Suit and that. So he was running Thai boxing classes, and I think I naturally am just better at Thai boxing than I am at wrestling or Jiu-Jitsu. So I really gravitated towards that a lot. I trained with local fighter Grudge Training for a long time, and then Amal and Elliot brought in Dwayne Ludwig, and then he kind of
went from there.
Yeah, it all went from there. He introduced me to Trevor, and we all just kind of formed this team. So
now the thing that I thought was exciting about your career is in 2009 in June you took a shootboxing match short notice, and you knocked out the Kenichi Ogata, the world champion. How was that like, and what was the Japanese crowd like after that happened?
That was the craziest experience of my life, the whole thing. I remember I had fought pretty recently before that, and Dwayne Ludwig called me, and he was like, hey, how's your weight? And I was like, oh, I'm pretty good. Why? He's like, do you want to fight in Japan in I think it was like 2.5 weeks? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So it was a match they had offered to him, but he was in contract obligations with Strikeforce, so he couldn't take it. And I took the fight and just said yes to it without even doing any research. And I remember kind of looking at the internet, and I was like, oh man, I just give myself to this fight. Gilbert Valentine, just beat Andy Sauer once. And, he's got a pretty serious record. He's fought almost over 100 times. So.
Yeah, he was world champion 06, runner-up in 2007. So
yeah,
after you beat him, was the crowd just stunned, or?
Yeah, I remember they didn't raise my hand in the ring. They canceled the after party. It was all like it was definitely an upset. I know I didn't really expect it either. I always I go into my fights confident, but my kind of mindset going into that was, what do I have to lose? I get to go to Japan. I get to fight a legend. If I lose, it's not going to affect my MMA career. Yeah. So I just went out there and fought the fight of my life and nailed him with the best kick I've ever thrown. And at first everybody was shocked, but. They were cool after that. They're all very respectful.
Yeah.
As everybody
usually Japanese fans are pretty respectful.
Ended up having an after party, killed the after party. So.
Yeah, that works. So as far as being the first UFC featherweight bout, do you think that's a pretty historic thing, or is it just really another fight for you?
I don't know. It all seems so kind of rushed. It was just a couple. Between a couple of days, I was part of the UFC, and then I had a fight, and I don't think I've really had a time to stop it,
like sink in,
slow down, let it sink in. So, after this fight, hopefully I can do that. But as of right now, it's just like go focus on the fight and try and get it done.
Now, what do you like to do? Some of your activities on your off time or anything like that? I saw it's kind of funny when I look on Wikipedia and try to do research on you. I saw that you enjoy water roll, Popeye's chicken, and DJ scratching.
I don't know who put that in. It was one of my friends.
That's I wonder who put it in.
It's all true. Love fried chicken, love water roll. Scratch DJing was kind of my passion before I fell back into fighting. It's something I do kind of casually. I think the whole culture's kind of died down a little bit. So.
Have you ever got to do like DJ Hero and stuff like that?
No, I haven't actually.
I'm
a pretty big fan of rock band.
So
okay. Maybe if I win this fight, I'll
go back. Okay. Well, now you have to take a plane. You got to back to Lars before you have to head out for Ultimate Fighter 12 Seasons finale, and we appreciate your time, Tyler.
No problem. Thanks, man.
You have a good one.
You too.